Every artist has that folder, the one full of unfinished drawings you pretend don't exist. Today, we're fixing that. I'm finishing 4 unfinished drawings, but there's a twist. Each drawing is a different level of unfinished, and they get less and less completed as we go. I picked ones that were more recent than old ones, just so that I wouldn't have to feel like I had to redo the entire thing, because that's not what this is about. We are not going to redraw any of these old things. We're going to build off of it to the most that we can. And this is your sign, so if you have any old unfinished art, finish it. Even if you don't like it, it's all up here, bro. Get it done. Alright, let's get straight into it, and I'll show you what I'm working with. Alright, level 1. Starting off with the most done drawing. So, if it wasn't already obvious, the only thing missing from this piece is the background. Classic characters floating in nothing, and I'll finish it later mindset is clearly what's happening here. This drawing is 4 of my own characters. I started drawing this a couple months ago and posted it, but never finished it by adding a background. I got busy with my next big project instead of finishing this one, which that was the last video. My OCs in this drawing are Issa, Piper, Nox, and Rosaline, and I went for a dark setting because my character Rosaline is holding a flashlight, and my original idea was that they were exploring an abandoned building. That was a quick and easy fix, but further down the line, like I said, each drawing will become less and less completed. Okay, next drawing, level 2. Here's what we've got done so far. This is another one of my characters. She's an elf and her name is Svetlana, and this time she's accompanied by her horse, Dakota. I had some motivation clearly and then just dropped it and forgot about it. I did the sketch, line art, and half of the flat colors, so we're basically set up to just start rendering. I think I got bored of it because it's kind of a boring pose and it's just straight on. Lon was actually in another semi-recent video, and I wanted to bring her back on, but this time clearly with her horse. This drawing, like I said, was pretty simple, so I didn't have to do anything crazy. Rendering is always one of the longest parts about my process, but after I got that done, I moved on to the background. I didn't think too much of it. I made the setting a forest in golden hour, and also at the end, I'll be showing every single drawing before and after. And after adding the final details, this is how it turned out. Alrighty, going on to level 3. This one I kinda cheated a bit, but hear me out. So this one is the oldest unfinished drawing, and it was about 2 years ago I made this sketch of Link, Zelda, and Midna from The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. It's just a sketch that I didn't even finish. So here's where I cheated. In the last video, I actually drew both Link and Zelda, and well, these drawings took so long, so you know I'm gonna reuse them. So I'm basically making it its own thing. After trying a few different ways I could set them up next to each other, I moved on to Midna. I snagged the original sketch, then I did her line art, flat colors, and render. I almost didn't do this one since it was technically already drawn, but Midna is one of my favorite characters, so I had to include it. And half of the work was already done for me, so I just had to do it. Sorry, I cut some corners. Oh well. After I finished rendering, I made a quick and easy background because I don't like backgrounds. Turn that blur all the way up. But I've also made the last 2 backgrounds really easy because of what is to come in the next drawing. Here's the final for level 3. Now on to level 4 with the hardest conditions yet. Alright, let's take a look at what we got. Yeah, I have no idea what's happening in this picture. So, I had to really analyze this to see what I was even thinking. Then, once I got started, it honestly felt more like a redraw than continuing where I left off, which I was trying my best not to change much. For this one and all the other ones, my goal is to stay true to the original idea, but I wanted to fix everything that was bothering me, especially now that I have fresh eyes. But I refrained myself from changing anything too much and started to build off of it. If you couldn't already guess, this is another OC. but I made her specifically for this drawing. So this was the first time she ever existed. So she doesn't have a name, she doesn't have a color palette, like not even a character at this point, she's just a sketch. Now, if you've been on my channel before, and like I literally said, I don't know, like a minute ago, I like to be pretty lazy with my backgrounds because my main focus is always the characters that I'm drawing. But here for this drawing, that's basically the entire picture. I spent maybe 6 hours on the setting alone. To make it more interesting, I made the alleyway have a bunch of different colored lights. Then after doing the base background, I moved on to the character I never finished. Her design is kind of funny, but I think it goes well with the setting and it makes her interesting. And her name is officially now Tris. And I just came up with the name because like I said, she didn't have one. After many hours, this drawing and all the other ones are finally complete. And this one actually got executed pretty well for how it was. So here they all are, all of the 4 unfinished versus finished drawings. I'll show the side-by-sides of what it was versus what it is now. If you like this video and you would like to see more of my content, subscribe or follow my socials on screen for more often uploads. Let me know in the comments which level was your favorite, and since you're a real one watching till the end, I have an idea for you. In the last video, which I've mentioned like 10 times already, I'm sorry, it took 2 months to make, I said I would make an entire video of drawing your favorite characters. So if you have anyone you would like to see me draw, leave it in the comments below. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you next month with more artwork. Goodbye!